education. Today we would like to discuss about social issue among teenagers. Before we further our discussion today, we would like to introduce ourselves first.
Okay, my name is Nur Azwa Ansa and I play a role as the president of Youth Council.
Okay, my name is Nurliana Adrian Shamudin and I play a role of doctor.
Last but not least, my name is Anisra Hidayah. As a role policewoman, without wasting time, let's get our discussion started.
So don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned, guys. By 2020, whether we are aware or not, I'm very sure that our community institutions are facing problems that exist in our country. I'm sorry, in this globalization era. Before this, maybe we are not exposed to this kind of situation, but day by day, over time, we can see that our generation started to show their true color when they entered the challenging phase of life, especially teenagers. I can say that the reason behind of this problem was because maybe they easy to get influenced by their surroundings, such as family, peers, neighbor, or even from any artist that they watch in social media, like TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any trending platform. This scenario may be caused by the lack of education from family, financial issue, or economic development. The effect of this action is the parents will face a lot of problems in order to control their children, as the children may not listen to their advice anymore. This is because they already feel like they are old and very mature and they can decide on something themselves and don't have to ask for their parents' help. Maybe the children also will do anything that cross their head without any hesitation or second thought. Next, people in our country usually are exposed to the news like corruption, baby abortion, cost living issues, jobs, wages, taxation or environment, but not with this teenagers issue. This has led the people to not pay full attention to the young generation, as they are busy to the other serious issues. Okay, why this situation happened? Do you guys have any idea about this issue?
I think we don't have any specific answer.
Alright. Actually, this matter should not only be one party to take responsibility, such as only from my side as the president of the Youth Council. But I truly believe that everyone should play their role in order to make sure this problem can be solved properly. I also wanted to say that social issues in our country about teenagers actually are not just about morals or character, but also it may be about something unclear.
So may I ask you to explain about unclear issue?
Okay, actually, social issue is one of the common issue that exists in our country. Through crime and these social issues, the community can build moral values, or in this field of religion, crime and social issues can make the people devoted by doing a lot of charity work in order to avoid from getting drift deeper in this negative action. share. I also want to point that social issues are divided into two, which is first, people assume that they are clear about the issues such as drug abuse, baby abortion, smoking, skip schools, bullying, and other that mostly I can say that involve teenagers. Apart from that, there are also social issues and there are social issues like we call that there is not clear or not direct, such as illegal logging. I believe that the two of you have heard about this issue that already spread all around our country. This is also one of the social issues, but I will not talk deeply about this issue as we can see that people in our country just take it slightly. Also, mental health is one of the example in the social issue. Mental health is the issue that common happen among the teenagers. Hence, I would like to further our discussion here about social issues that day by day are prevalent until it affects the life of teenagers. Firstly, let's watch this video together so that we can get our first impression, or we can say that our early impression about this problem that exists in our country.
20 sekolah menengah dan kebangsaan di Melaka dikenal pasti berdepan masalah disiplin yang membimbangkan, terutama buli. Bagaimanapun, 3 daripadanya turut dikesan terlibat dengan kegiatan penagihan dadah dalam kalangan pelajar. Ketua Polis Negeri Dato' Abdul Jalil Hassan mendedahkan sekolah terlibat adalah 5 di daerah Alur Gajah, 11 di daerah Melaka Tengah dan 4 di daerah Jasin. Jelasnya, jika sebelum ini semua sekolah dipantau seorang pegawai berpangkat inspektor bertindak sebagai pegawai perhubungan sekolah, namun bagi 3 sekolah yang baru dikenal pasti mempunyai masalah berkaitan dadah akan turut dipantau seorang pegawai Jabatan Siasatan Jenayah Narkotik. Beliau berkata demikian selepas melancarkan Volunteer Smartphone Patrol VSP peringkat negeri Melaka di Bandar Hilir. Dalam pada itu, VSP yang dilancarkan Perdana Menteri Mac lalu telah menarik penyertaan 1,800 ahli di Melaka dan mensasarkan 300,000 orang mendaftar hingga hujung tahun ini.
On this video, I sure that you can see that they would like to highlight about bullying and drug abuse among the teenagers. So, please allow me to talk about bullying first. As everyone in this entire know, bullying already became rampant all around the world, including schools. Thousands of students are mocked, assaulted, and even picked upon and demoralized because of other students keep calling them by with inappropriate names, such as maybe they call someone with the proper name, such as you as Anis, but people call you something like you are not agree with that.
Not a good name.
Yes, okay. I will not deny that school is a tough place, but actually school not supposed to be so tough until the student lose their interest to come to school or they feel scared to come to school. The students are actually ready to face the teachers, but because of the crowd of bullies, they feel trauma when they come to school because they know they will get attacked by these crowd of bullies. I think that's it.
So I want to ask you, could you share about what you read or what you found out about this issue?
Alright. From my reading, I have found that the researchers have estimated that this bullying issue has worsened even more over time. due to the increase of technological development and cultures. The fear of being bullied has pushed over 1,600 students into staying at home instead of attending school. The dangerous part of this bullying issue is that the students are 2 to 9 times more likely to commit suicide as a means of escape. They want to run from their problems until they choose the wrong path, which is committing suicide. Actually, committing suicide a very bad action that, and we should not choose that path. There are a lot of things we can do, but not that kind of action.
Yeah. Therefore, if you don't mind, can you share a statistic about the bullying issues?
Thank you for your question. Of course, it's my pleasure to share with you guys. From my research, I could say that 14% of students of high school tend to commit suicide, and approximately 7% of them attempt it every year. Can you imagine it? What such a terrible action. Actually, the number of students that are increased day by day as the bullying issue keeps spread in our country. Here, I also want to say that bullying is considerably more damaging, although adult bullying also has its effect. Bullying is an action that has different stages. The severity of this bullying issue varies as per every stages. I will describe it step by step. Alright. Okay. Firstly, it will start with looks and stares from a person, and then the victim has to suffer through whispers everywhere when he or she go for a certain place or anything. In this era, we also can see that people are more advanced until abusive language are included. Like I said before, they tend to mock people with inappropriate words or any unsuitable word. This situation can make the people feel uncomfortable, or even they will get angry, because we know that people are different, so they have their own characteristic or their own like or anything that they don't love or they hate, like that. I also want to say this. The scars of bullying last for a long time. We know that, and sometimes are permanent until with that, if they don't get proper therapy or counseling.
So, based on your speech, what can we do to prevent this bullying problem for getting more words? Yes.
Thank you for your question first. Actually, what people can do to prevent this bullying issue from getting worse or keep haunting the teenagers' life, like firstly, as a parents, we can learn the warning sign. If our child might be getting bullied by someone or something happened in their daily life in school or any places that they go. For example, I can say that the children might avoiding schools or any outside activity. The children may don't want to go outside the house as they feel trauma or terrified as he or she might encounter the bullies. So the way that they can do to avoid from encounter the bullies is they stay inside the house and do maybe their homework or anything, or even do chores, helping the parents or watching television or anything. Next, warning sign that children might show to the parents is their mood or their behavior. They might be weird from normal. This is because their behavior change due to depression. So as parents, we should aware of these situations so that we know that our children are facing some problems, so that we need to help he or she. Okay. Lastly, it is also very important to teach our children to report this bullying case where if they are witness it anywhere, or when they are walking from school to the house and they see some students are getting arrested by another person. So we need to teach them to report this and try to understand them why it is very important to report it to us as a parent.
So they do have to action this when this kind of situation
So
repeat.
that they know how to do this when something like this happen in the future. They already know what kind of action they should take, so that we can prevent the doing from getting worse. Okay. From perspective of teacher or adult, maybe they can help to stop, but actually no one can fully prevent this bullying from getting worse. For example, verbal comments and sneakers that child has to face. Actually, we cannot stop this, and we know in this entire world there are a lot of people, a billion or a million, trillion people also. We cannot stop one by one because it is so bigger. So it is said that despite being the smallest part of the body, actually the tongue can destroy everything. Actually, this is indeed true in my point of view. I'm sorry. I can say that I said before this, the tongue can destroy everything. I think you guys also agree with me that the tongue are very dangerous. Okay, but the main dilemma is that many people choose to overlook these beliefs. Their ignorance and compromise with the act of bullying has probably the reason behind the increase of this bullying issue. When caught fighting or abusing, the teachers or adults just like they just say that it's okay, it happen all the time, it is a stage that
You can face it.
it will pass, it's okay, it is a small matter. But actually this is wrong, and steps need to be taken so that we can put an end to this problematic issue that are already spreading around our country.
I agree with Madam as well, which is bullying is issues among teenagers, and this issue becomes serious because of the parenting do not take an action to prevent these issues. So today I would like to talk about drugs, because not only bullying, we have a lot of social issues like which is drugs, violence, and then violence and bullying.
Vandalism.
Yes.
There's a lot of social issues.
Yes. So today I would like to talk about drugs, because as we know, drugs is drug abuse is what we thought continuous to be a major problem to many to our society nowadays, right? So mostly among the teenagers. Among the teenagers. So the question now is what make teenagers want to try a drugs, which is the cause, which is the families, friends, or the environment. So let me explain the major cause. The major cause of the drug abuse, which is peer pressure. Peer pressure, like many also say, that the school is the tough place to the students. But sometimes, for we can make an example, which is when our friends wants to smoke, so we probably will be a smoker too, because they will offer us.
Because we will get influenced by their action.
Yes, we say like,
Do you want to try? Yes, of course we will.
Just try. It's nothing matter. Just try.
Yes, and they say that who take this will be cool and fun, right? So I, as a police officer, I get many reports, and when I take a look of the reports, the cause is the same because of the friends, families, something like that. Yes. Other than that, the curiosity is the another reason why teenagers want to try the drugs, because when you are teenagers like us,
We keep scrolling TikTok and then found something new, something fun.
Something that's we heard that the drugs fun, school,
Why do we try it?
Yes. In addition, I think a family problem is one of the cause of the teenagers drug abuse. Maybe we can say one of the family members who are drug abuser. So
Are involved in this
yes, yes. So teenagers be influenced by the members, right?
Yeah, of course. So, Madam Anis, may I ask you about the way to prevent this drug abuse from getting worse, maybe in our country?
Okay, thank you for that question. As a policewoman, of course, I have a responsibility to solve this problem. So maybe we will try our best, which is we can find the drug dealer and we can catch them, because without drug dealer, there are no drugs, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I think not only police officer need to solve this problem. It's actually they need to do something to avoid themselves from the drugs.
The student also should have conscience in their mind that they should avoid drugs.
For example, they can avoid pressure with their friends, which is sometimes not everyone have good friends, right? Sometimes in our circle, we can take a look in our circle.
Maybe there are some toxic friends.
Yes, toxic relationship, something like that lah. So I think they can avoid that, and they can build a healthy friendship, and they can develop the healthy friendship. And not only that, we know drug is harmful to everyone, especially teenagers, because today we talk about teenagers. So drug can destroy their life, not
Future.
Yes, future or everything, right? Of course. The overcome methods that parents, we want to take a look about the parents.
Parents side.
Parents can overcome this by give
Enough concern.
yes, enough concerns, and must take some time with their parents, with their children. Yes, children, which is in the weekend, they can talk, go to the picnic,
We can go to mall, watch, we can go to cinema.
yes, watch movies, or even dinner. We can talk,
Have some
chit-chat,
Cooking together.
yes, that can, what we say, can make a
Tighten our relationship
Yes,
as a family member.
Yes. Moreover, I think the other way that we can do, or they can do to avoid the drug abuse, which is they can seek or take a help for their maybe the mental illness which is anxiety, depressed, stress, so they can see a doctor, counselor. So the professional will give you a tips or a skill how to manage. Yes, how to manage your mental illness and also give you an advice.
Okay, so I as a doctor, I want to ask you, what about your point of view as a policewoman? What are the effects of taking the drugs?
Okay, thank you for that question. They have, I think, as a policewoman, I see this problem have many effects, which is the firstly, they will have a learning problem, which is drug abuse, damage their short-term and long-term memory and can lead problems to learn and remember something, which is, as we know, as a students, we need to learn something new
Every day.
Yes, and we need to remember for take an exam, right?
Yes.
So with the drugs, they can damage their memory in future in their life. And other not only that, I think drug can give a disease which is, as we know, the famous disease who take the drugs, which is HIV, AIDS, and a brain damage. That was a worse disease, which is
Can lead to the death of someone.
Yes, that early, which is
Maybe at a young age, they will
yes,
die.
yes. In addition, we take a look nowadays, have many accidents happens, and the teenagers who abuse this drug actually. So I would like to share one study, which is one study show for until 50% of the driver who are injured and died in the traffic accident is poisoning drugs.
You are tested positive in drugs.
Yes, that was the issue happened.
It's all because of drugs.
Yes, and it will getting worse when the driver was dead and the family need to be responsible to their children. In the
Such a
victims,
terrible
yes, it's very terrible actually. Other than that, the question right now, how can we identify that someone is abused with drugs?
Yeah.
So I would like to share a little bit in as a policewoman, we study and we get experience from that. So the firstly, they with lack of personality hygiene. It is because the drug addicted usually not motivated to take care of themselves, which is so they don't concern about their hygiene.
Whatever, they just don't care.
Yeah, don't care about what's other of them.
Just
And other people think about them.
Yes.
Something like that. Next, the drug will change their school performance. This is really happen with teenagers, which is the students which is they cannot focus in the class. Yeah, they cannot focus in the class and often they miss the class, which is if they get assignment, they do not submit the assignment.
of course they cannot submit.
Yes, because they do not focus and cannot remember what they must.
Maybe you can see that they feel so high.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when we're taking drugs, we will feel high.
High.
And we don't know what happened in our surroundings.
Yes. Other than that, I think when they take the drugs, they cannot manage themselves because their routine will be negatively impacted. Right? Besides, the teenagers who abuse with drugs will have a poor physical and mental health. Mental health, like I say, depressed, anxiety, and stress. Not only that, they also develop symptoms like hallucinations, insomnia,
You can see something that
Yes.
actually are not real and not real.
just like a fantasy.
Yeah.
And they will with loss and so on. this I think these symptoms will lead to the serious disease processes. They can get the heart disease, right? Stroke and diabetes.
Yes. Okay. After what I heard about that, so me as
As a doctor.
yes, as a doctor, I want to share my experience too. According to GEEC 2015, define that mental health has a state of dynamic internal balance, which is involve the ability to face the reality life. So, in my view, the field of health medicine on the issue of the youth today is a very poor mental health, especially for students who now was struggle to study in higher education institute. They who study at this university or student who just
Finish their high school.
finish their high school. So I can say that they still young. So why do I say the kind of that? Because they have a lot of pressure maybe to manage their academic pointer or family related program such as maybe economy issues or
Financial, broken family.
and some of them who are burdened with responsibility to work to spending more money.
More money.
Yeah, to earn more money to what can I say to
Maybe cover their tuition.
yeah, to cover the tuition fees. So in this context, many teenagers experience their first experience to getting mental health onset and substance use problem or an exacerbation on their mind when they enter the world of university life. So the poor mental health of university student has been reported of many countries actually. Malaysia has become one of the best country in the field of education. So usually what can I say? But despite the government effort to advance each student mental health still challenging.
Yes.
Okay, doctor, I want to ask. We are mental health, of course, have their level, right? So, if you don't mind, would you like to share?
Thank you first for the brilliant question. To determine the diagnosis or check the level of mental health, we have three ways actually. Actually, we have what can
Some ways.
some ways, but this we usually use lah. Sorry for my bad. Okay. We have three ways, which are physical examination. Through this examination, your doctor will try to detect your physical problem that may be causing your symptoms. In addition, we can also use laboratory test.
To check the level.
Yes, the test is carried out to check the thyroid or to measure the level of your alcohol or drug. Yeah, yes.
Or something like that.
You can see in drama, for example.
Yes,
or in South Korea used to check their alcohol level.
Yes, kind of like that lah. Finally, the level of our mental health can be known through physiology assessment. Through this assessment, a doctor will press the patient or the
and try to explain.
yes, and try to explain the patient system, thought, feeling, and the patient behavior. Correct. Next, the patient asked to fill out the question so that they can do what can they do to the next step.
For example, when we see doctor, we will ask the doctor how many medicine she take. I see like that.
What can they do about this?
When should I take this medicine?
Yes. Okay. Then to determine the mental illness, you are dealing with. Sometimes it's hard to know which mental illness may be causing your system. This effort will take time to get a correct diagnosis to help determine
Get the appropriate.
Treatment. Then the more information you have, the easier to the doctor to
make a report.
It's more easier to you to work with your doctor to check your mental health lah.
So that the doctor will detect successfully.
Yes.
Doctor, just now we already find out about the level of mental health. So I want to ask if this mental health has many branches.
Firstly, thank you for that question. To answer the question that I asked a moment ago, yes, mental health consists of branches, which is among them due to neurodevelopmental disorder. This does cover a variety of problems that usually start in childhood moment. I think often before the childhood start elementary school, for example, include autism, attention, or hyperactive disorder.
That a lot of children nowadays are having hyperactive.
Yes, or we call that ADHD.
Yes. Good, and learning disabilities. In addition, psychotic disorder. Psychotic disorder cause disorientation from reality, such as delusions, hallucinations, and disorganized thinking and speech. So the most notable example is I just forgot. So I'm sorry. Is
Schizophrenia. Is that the disease? Somewhere about that.
Is schizophrenia. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I understand because the pronunciation is a little bit
too hard.
Yes.
Okay. Subsequently, anxiety disorder.
Yes, it was the famous one.
Yes, this is famous one among the teenagers. Anxiety is an emotion characterized by the anticipation of danger, along with excessive worry. It can include behavior aimed at avoiding situation that cause anxiety. This class include generalized anxiety disorder like panic disorder and phobia.
Sometimes they are, if someone has the anxiety, they worry.
Yes,
Too much. Something that should not be worried, they worry.
Yes, they cannot control.
Especially if we are in the study, our anxiety will increase higher and higher.
Sometimes the society talk about their negative Correct. So that's why they worry.
They feel pressure because of
Yes.
many parties pressure that it's not a good one.
Yes, that's a good one. Okay, next, personality disorder. Actually, personality disorder is persistent emotional instability and unhealthy behavior that causes a problem in a person's life. I think, for example, include borderline personality disorder and antisocial. As we can see, among the teenagers in this
Era today.
generation, many of them is antisocial.
They're very how to
Yeah,
they don't know how to communicate with people, especially old people. And we can say that young people now are very up to date, so they cannot. What we call that cannot talk to the people that old fashioned.
Yes.
They just
They
can
never
talk.
accept the advice from the older ones.
They just can talk to the people that have the same age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this. I think what can
That's what we call personality
yes,
disorder.
okay. And the last one, trauma or stressor related disorder. These are disorder in which in a person has trouble coping during or after a stressful life event. For example, include post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, maybe they experience something like accident.
Yeah.
Yes, or domestic violence.
Yeah, I just said a bad experience. Basically, all these category of mental health have to rise from the surrounding event or common things. So we should be wise in taking care of our mental health.
Yes.
Especially student or teenager now.
Okay, thank you for that information. So I want to ask one question,
Yes.
which is what step that we can do to curb these health problems?
Among the preventive measure we can do is
Psychotherapy.
Psychotherapy. Also we call like talk therapy, brain stimulation treatment, hospital and residential treatment, and participating on your own care, like do everyone.
Yes, like
listen music.
Yes,
drawing.
they can see a counselor.
Yeah.
As we know, at the school we have a counselor, right?
Yeah.
So they can meet the counselor.
Although the price are very high, but in order to
Get
a normal life, to get a better life, so
Yes.
we need
Why not?
why not?
They pay for it, eh?
Pay for it, yes. I think that's the end of our discussion. Maybe until next time we can meet again
Yes, for sure.
for the next program.
Okay, thank you for joining our program today, which is Next Generation program. Thank you for thanks for your
Participation in our program.
Okay, thank you for Madam Azwa, Madam Liana, and
Yeah.
myself, Anis.
Thank you.
Bye bye.